Today we start with the topic reproduction. In reproduction, we'll be doing sexually transmitted disease. And you know, as in the syllabus, we have two diseases in sexually transmitted disease, that is syphilis and AIDS. So today we'll start with the syphilis. And syphilis will be doing the organism. First of all, the organism. You see, the syphilis is a disease which is caused by bacteria called Treponema pallidum. You must know the name of the bacteria. So the name of the bacteria is called Treponema pallidum. This is a type of bacteria which is screw-shaped, spiral-shaped. And the second step, sign and symptoms are asked. What are the signs and symptoms of syphilis? Sign and symptoms of syphilis are you see what now the question is that what is sign and what is symptoms? Sign of a disease can be observed or measured. Symptoms which is felt or described by the patient. Is it clear? So you must be clear what is sign and what is symptom. Sign of a disease is which can be observed or measured. Symptoms which is felt or described by the patient, that is called symptoms. Now the sign and symptoms of syphilis are in 3 stages. Number 1, the first stage. Stage number 1. Stage number 1, first stage. What happens in the first stage? After 3 weeks, 3 weeks after infection, after 3 weeks, infection appears. After 3 weeks, infection appears. A painless sore. There will be no pain. Painless sore or chancres appears. Okay, painless sore or chancre appears. This is the first symptom. You see, if a person is having intercourse with an infected female, or the healthy female is having intercourse with an infected male, so after 3 weeks of that intercourse, the symptoms appear. Now, what is the first symptom? Is there will be a painless sore. Sore will be there, chancres will be there, wound-like structure. Okay, and this will be appears at the site of entry of the bacteria. You see the place from where bacteria has entered. There at that place, usually penis is the place where the bacteria might enter the body. So that is, if then in the penis there will be painless sore and chancre, wound-like structure, wound-like appearance will be there. And the second step, what will be the second step? It usually occurs in penis or vagina of the or vagina or on the cervix. Female. In penis of male, whereas in vagina or cervix of female. Now, the third part is that chancre may disappear. Shankar may disappear even without treatment. Even without treatment. The thing is that this is the first signal. You see, the first signal is that chancre will appear, painless sore will appear, and the patient must be at once consult a doctor. But if he does not consult the doctor, or the female does not consult the doctor, then they may disappear without treatment in a few weeks. But you see, this is the first signal, and the patient must be careful. Now, what happens if treatment is not done? Then what happens? Stage 2 occurs. What happens in stage 2? In stage 2, you see a little serious consequence appears. Sign appears on different part of the body. Sign appears in different part of the body. Non-itchy skin rashes. Example, non-itchy skin rashes. Non-itchy skin rashes, sores on the mouth and throat. Sores on mouth and throat. And genitals. And genitals may appear. Okay, this was the first. Bald patches may appear on the head. Next is bald. In some places in the head, you see region, the hair may disappear and bald patches may appear. So what happened? The lymph glands. The next is lymph glands. Lymph gland, you see present in the neck region, the groin region. Lymph gland present in the neck region, the gland and the groin region. The lymph gland is present below the armpits. Lymph gland may become swollen. They become swollen. May become swollen. Okay, now see these. Now, even if the patient does not pay attention, does not go to doctor, there's a sign. These signs may disappear. This sign may disappear after some times. This sign may disappear after some time, and then what happens? Then the bacteria become dormant, inactive. The bacteria become dormant means it becomes active. The bacteria become dormant. The bacteria become dormant in the body. It is present in the body. It does not disappear, but it is present in the body, but it is inactive. The bacteria become dormant in the body until the third stage. I want to repeat again. In sexually transmitted disease, you see, I've given different headings. So you have to remember that if they ask what are the bacteria, who name the bacteria, name the organism which causes this. You see, in the book it is written bacteria, but you name the bacteria, then you will get more advantage. The name of the bacteria, Treponema pallidum, screw-shaped bacteria. Sign and symptoms. I've already explained signs, which can be observed or measured. Symptoms, which can be felt or described by the patient. There is pain, nausea. These are the symptoms. Now, you see, this pain sign and symptoms of syphilis appears in 3 stages. Stage number 1. This occurs after intercourse of a person has, if a man has syphilis and he's having intercourse with a healthy woman, or if a woman is suffering from syphilis and she is having intercourse with a healthy man. So after 3 weeks, infection may appear. What are those infections? Those are painless sore or chancre, which mostly appear at the site of entry of the bacteria. The place where the bacteria has entered, at that place, painless chancre or sore may appear. And the place is usually penis. If the male is healthy, then it will be in the penis of the male, because it entered from the female to the male. And if it is in vagina or cervix of the female, it means that it has entered from the male to the female. So in this way, it enters so the chancre or painless sore may appear. But this chancre or painless sore may disappear even without treatment in a few weeks. The person is not going to the doctor, not having any treatment, this may disappear. But after a few weeks, the stage 2 appears. In stage 2, what happens? Sign appears in different parts of the body. Non-itchy skin rashes, sores on mouth and throat and genitals may appear. Bald patches may appear. Lymph gland may become swollen. And lymph gland, these are the glands present in the neck region, below the armpit and in the groin region. So lymph gland will become swollen. But you see, these signs in the second stage is also not so dangerous, but these are the alarming signal for the patient. Go to the doctor. Even if the person does not go to the doctor, this sign may disappear. And the bacteria will remain in the body, but it becomes inactive. You cannot say how long it becomes inactive, but when it becomes active, the third stage starts. Now we'll start with the third stage. I'll explain to you what happens in the third. This is the stage where the patient suffers severe consequences. So in the third stage, it is impossible to save the patient because this is the the patient may suffer from critical condition. The internal organ in stage 3, internal organ becomes infected. Internal organs becomes infected. Patient may suffer from heart failure, such as heart infected. Patient you see, the patient may suffer from heart failure. Patient may suffer from heart failure or become blind. You see, the eyesight will he will lose his eyes. He will lose his eyesight. He will become blind, unable to see. The second point, brain and spinal cord may be affected. Brain and spinal cord may be affected and damaged. Resulting in resulting paralysis, insanity, and even death. Okay. Now the third stage, I'll repeat it again. You see in the third stage, the internal organs become infected. Patient may suffer from heart failure. He may become blind, unable to see. Heart may fail. You see the heart may stop working. Heart fails. He may become blind. Brain and you see the nervous system, that is brain and spinal, may be affected. And when the nervous system is damaged, what happens? He become insane or mad, and you see this, it may result in death of the patient. So the syphilis can be cured in all stages, but you see in the last stage, when it infects the brain or spinal cord, then it is difficult. But in all stages, in the first stage, second stage, and the initial stage of stage 3, it can be cured. Is it clear? But the thing is that patient has to, it's better to consult the doctor after the first stage or second stage. Does not does not have to wait for the third stage. Now, one of the most other thing is prevention and control. So what are the prevention and control? Prevention and control of the disease. What are the prevention and control of the disease? I'll write down the points. Number 1, using antibiotics. Using antibiotics to treat infected person. Using antibiotic to treat infected person. Number 2, avoid intercourse with infected person. Avoid intercourse with infected person. Tracing the contact with whom if a person is suffering from syphilis, so the contact must be traced. Tracing the contact with whom an infected person had. With whom the infected person had intercourse. And treating them promptly. Advising male to wear condom. Advising male to wear condom before intercourse. Keeping to one's sex partner. Keeping to So these were the prevention and control. I'll repeat it again. First of all, suppose the person is suffering from syphilis, So the person should have treatment with antibiotics. The antibiotic, you see, they will kill. The antibiotic is very effective for the bacterium, so the person will become cured. The second is, you see, intercourse. If a person husband has intercourse, is suffering from syphilis, so he should avoid intercourse with having intercourse with his wife to prevent the wife from syphilis. And if the wife is suffering from syphilis, she must avoid having intercourse with her husband so that the disease may not be transferred. Next is the person. Suppose the person is having syphilis, so the contact should be traced out with whom the person has had intercourse, with a friend or something like that, and that person with whom he had intercourse got that disease. That person should be traced out, and he or he should be treated promptly. The next is advising male to wear condoms before intercourse. If the male is, it is better to have to wear condom as safety measure so that the male may not suffer from the sexually transmitted disease, that is syphilis or AIDS. Next is keeping to one sex partner. It is better to have intercourse with wife, not with strangers. So this is one of the advice, one of the best methods to having intercourse. So you see, the in exam, actually the sometimes it is asked the name the organism, the sign and the symptom, and prevention and control. So anything can be asked. Even if they can ask what is the prevention and control of the syphilis, so you can write down these points of prevention. So you see, this sexually transmitted disease is known as STD also, and in the syllabus questions usually comes asking about the organism, and you can write down the organism, what is the name of the organism, the sign and symptoms, and prevention. So it is better to write down in the stages which I've explained to you. The organism, if the purpose, if the question is asked about the organism, just write down the name. Bacteria caused by bacteria Treponema pallidum, the name of the bacteria. Sign and symptoms may be asked. So you know that what is sign and symptom. Sign is actually the sign which can be measured or which can be observed. That is sign, and symptom what is felt or described by the patient. So you see that these are the sign and symptoms. So in the syphilis, I have written sign and symptoms together. So sign and symptoms are in 3 stages: stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. All the stages were clearly explained to you. And then we come to the last topic, last point, that prevention and control. Usually in the disease, prevention and control is also asked. So you must remember in fingertips the prevention and control, the prevention and control. That is for prevention control. Repeat it again. Number one is having antibiotics. Antibiotics you see in antibiotics, using antibiotics to treat infected person. Antibiotics comes in two types. Either it comes in capsule form or in injection form. So patient can have anything, can have antibiotic in capsule form, or can be injected into the body in a solution form. So both can be used. Acha. The second point was avoiding intercourse with infected person. Now the person, you see, in our country, it's not so dangerous, but in foreign countries, the person you see have intercourse with different female, or the female is having intercourse with different male. So that is one of the dangerous reason which can spread the disease. So one does not know that he is having intercourse with a healthy female, or infected female, or healthy female, and the female does not know she is having intercourse with a healthy female or infected male. So she should avoid of having intercourse with those strangers. The next is that if a person is suffering from syphilis, so tracing the contact must be done. So tracing the contact with the person with whom she had had intercourse must be traced out, and as a result, the infected person should be treated promptly so that he can become well and healthy. Now, advising the male to wear condom. You know, condom is a rubber sheet This is worn over the penis, and as a result of that, the person becomes clear. Matlab, he will not have any infection because that is a preventive variant method prevention. So that in this way he will be prevented. And the third is, and the third is the and the third is keeping to one sex partner. Is it clear? Keeping to one sex partner. One sex partner means other husband or other wife or wife, instead of having intercourse with different strangers. So with this, we end the topic. We'll start with another topic next time. That is also sexually transmitted disease. AIDS will be having. So thank you, children, for the time being. Uh, See you next time in next reproduction, next chapter, that is AIDS.